everyone. Oh, I'm sorry if you're shaking. Ah! Welcome to episode 37 of the Love Sockwell podcast. My name's Sarah, also known as Love Sockwell on Ravelry, Instagram, Pinterest, and I think that's it. How are you today? I hope that you're having a good week. It is Wednesday, October 12th, I believe it is. Something like that. And we are smack dab in the middle of the week. What in the world am I doing podcasting on a Wednesday? I don't know how this is happening, but I actually kind of have all my stuff where it's supposed to be. So let's chat about knitting and sewing and tea and socks and teacups and anything else I can. Oh, lip gloss, nail polish, all kinds of random things. And I hope you're slightly interested in one or all of those things. It's been 2.5 weeks since I last recorded, and it's been pretty busy. We had Airbnb guests, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And the week before getting ready for Airbnb guests is always super duper busy. I have to clean like a mad woman. My wonderful mother-in-law helped me clean this time, so it wasn't quite as bad. And we had a whole bunch of guys who came in for the Ryder Cup, so it's a golf tournament. So I don't think they really cared too much. So I didn't feel quite as stressed to have everything be absolutely perfect. Although it was pretty put together, I have to say. It may have been the cleanest I've ever left the house. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me show you the teacup that I found. Guess where I found this teacup? And I don't know if you can see, but if I tip it, my tea's gonna go down my leg. But I don't know if you can see, it says love. You probably can't see that. Can you see it now? Totally gonna spill it. The tea is kind of obscuring, but there's like a little leaf and it says love on the inside of the teacup. Guess where I got it? Joann's. If you live in the States and you're anywhere near a Joann's, go and see if you can find these teacups. Let me show you the other ones I have. Look at this one. Isn't that darling? And see how it's got like a little purple flower on the inside? This one's my favorite one. Look at the handle. It's so old-fashioned. I've had my coffee. This one's dirty. I had my coffee in it this morning. Look at that pretty flower. It's Susan Wingett. Can you see that? The Studio Shop. But anyway, they have all of these at Joann's for like 50% off. So I got 3 of them. Because why not? Today I'm drinking some David's tea, and it's the palm cider. And this was so generously gifted to me from Jen, who is Green W Girl in our Ravelry group. Thank you, Jen, for these amazing teas. I was so excited when I opened this up and saw this, and I'll show you what she sent me in a little bit. But here's some of the flavors that came in this little pouch. Pumpkin chai, which was absolutely delicious, and then this is the palm cider, which is also really good. They're all good, and they're all like unique with really interesting ingredients, and I don't even add any sugar or honey or anything to it, and they taste delicious just on their own. So, nutty granola one, and what is this? Blueberry muffin, which has in it like actual blueberries and yogurt bits and raisins and carrots and corn flower blossoms. It's amazing. I can't wait to try that one. I think you can smell it. All I can smell is the palm cider right now. But I just wanted to show you guys how adorable this was. And thank you, Jen, for this delicious tea. I'm so excited. And one of these days I've got to get online and order myself some, because David's tea has absolutely incredible flavors that are unlike any other, and you cannot get them anywhere else. And the color of this tea, which of course you cannot see, well, now you can, it's almost the same color as my teacup. So it's all matchy-matchy. Okay. Today is a fall day here in Minnesota, and I'm actually wearing a straight up shawl, like for realsies, because I need it. It's actually chilly out. And this is my Susan B. Anderson Prairie Ridge shawl that is my absolute all-time favorite shawl that I think I've ever knit. And I love it so much, and I use it constantly. And I've said that before. I love it so much that I have yarn on order from Molly from Homespun House to make another one. And I think the pattern is written for worsted weight, but I got 2 skeins of Molly's DK weight, and I'm so excited. I got it in the barley colorway, and I'm hoping it should be enough to knit the whole shawl, because I think I'm right. I think I did my calculations right for the yardage based on how much I used for this one. And I love this one. It's very warm. It's knit in Barocco Ultra Alpaca Light. It's very warm, but it is slightly scratchy, and I think it's because of the alpaca. And normally alpaca is super duper soft, but it has a little bit of a tooth to it. So I really want to knit one with just really buttery, soft merino yarn. So I think Molly's yarn will fit the bill quite nicely. And I can't wait for that to come. It probably won't come for a couple of weeks, because usually German postage usually takes a couple weeks, which is fine. So I'm excited to knit up another one of these. I just have enjoyed this shawl so much. I've literally wrapped it around my head like a hat on my bike to keep my head warm because I didn't have a hat. When I would go pick up the kids from school in the afternoon in the winter last year, I would drape it over my legs, and it was a blanket. I get up in the morning and it's the first thing I grab and put around my shoulders as a shawl. Like, it's just multi-purpose. And I think the reason why I love it so much is because it's like a crescent shape. And so it just sits very nicely on my shoulders. So you should make one, you people. Make one. You would love it. And yeah, I just wanted to extol the virtues of the Prairie Ridge shawl. But let's talk about some socks, because I am the queen of finishing first socks and not finishing the second ones, or barely ever finishing the second ones. So I finished my first pumpkin spice latte sock by No Makers, and this is on her tweed base. And it turned out so nicely. Kind of did the decreases on the toe, I just did them right smack next to each other. I think it turns out quite nice. Looks kind of more clean, I think. I don't know. I like it. I have not cast on, oh my goodness, I have another teacup that I got at Joann's. I completely forgot. I have to show you this one. Has my pumpkin spice latte yarn. Look at this one, and look, it's got that kind of vintagey looking handle. Look at the flower. Aren't they beautiful? They're like $5, which was 50% off. So actually I have 4. I forgot that I had this one. So yeah, I need to get my second pumpkin spice latte going, but I just haven't done it yet. And I did knit these on size 0s, so it did take a little bit longer. That's probably why I'm not as excited to cast on the second one, because I'm like, man, I got it on 0s. But I love the fabric I got. I like the nice dense fabric, because with the tweed yarns, with the indie dyed tweed yarns, they seem a little on the thinner side to me. So I wanted to knit with a 0 and get a denser gauge. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna try to prop that back up there. Okay, I finished my first boombox sock in hedgehog fibers. And I adore it, as I do all of my hedgehog fiber socks. They're just absolutely indescribable. It's wonderful to knit. I think it might be my favorite sock yarn ever in the world, and for all time. And look at how mature I am. I'm almost done with the second one. I'm literally at the toe. I have finished the leg, and the foot, and I gotta get the toe done. Look at this adorable stitch marker. It's Little Women. I found an Etsy shop on Etsy that had the most beautiful stitch markers I've ever seen, and I got a couple of packages, and it's from this shop, Little Nitty Bird. Her name is Stella Kaminsky. Yeah, so go check her out, Little Nitty Bird. And I'll show you some of the, there's like, it's kind of like a spool of thread kind of, but yet with a little print on it. And then this is like a little creamer, like a little tea creamer. And I've got another sock here on the go that's got, okay, this stitch marker is why I bought the package. Look at this one. It's so like old-timey looking, and I specifically got this one. Let me take it off. I specifically got this one to use for when I cast on my Jane Eyre socks, which is right here. Remember this from Wool and Vine Yarns, I Am No Bird? Sorry if you're not able to see that very well, but it says I Am No Bird. And this is on the blitzed base from lovely Kristen. Jane Eyre inspired yarn. Allow me to tell you for a moment my Jane Eyre sock knitting fantasy. So the timing has to be perfect for when I cast on these socks. I can't cast them on yet because I'm having too much fun just thinking about casting them on. So I have my stitch marker, which is, I don't know, for some reason, this is very Jane Eyre to me. I don't know why. On the back, it says postcard. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but it's like a vintage looking postcard. So here's my Jane Eyre stitch marker. For some inexplicable reason, this is Jane Eyre. I am going to reread Jane Eyre, but I can't start reading it until I cast on the socks, but I'm not ready to cast on the socks yet because I have to finish some other things first in order to clear my brain. I cannot use Magic Loop to knit my Jane Eyre socks because Jane Eyre did not have access to circular knitting needles when she was knitting socks. She had to knit with double pointed needles. And they can't be metal double pointed needles because I'm not sure that they had metal double pointed needles when this book was written. So they must be wooden. So I actually have a set of DBNs on order from the UK, the Knit Pro Royale. They're beautiful. And they have them in double pointed needles on a 2.25 millimeter. You can get them from knitpro.uk.co or something like that, but just type in Knit Pro Royale and the website should come up. But I can try to post a link to that actually in the episode thread in case you want to try the Knit Pro Royale needles. So anyway, that's my sock knitting fantasy, is that I have to be reading Jane Eyre when I cast these on. It has to be on double pointed needles, and I have to use my little vintagey Jane Eyre stitch marker. That was completely insane. But I know some of you out there, you get it. You know exactly what I mean. And can I just show you something? You see this flap here? This is holding the place for Ben because Ben is reading Jane Eyre right now. Can we just all have a moment of silence while we contemplate Ben reading a novel? He does not read novels. He reads nonfiction books about war. That's pretty much all he reads. So it's noteworthy, even to my podcast viewers, that Ben is reading a fictional novel. And I'm so proud of him. So, and he really likes it. So maybe when he's finished reading it, we can watch all of the film adaptations of Jane Eyre because there are many of them and they are all fabulous in their own way. Although I grew up personally watching the old BBC, I think it was BBC, Jane Eyre with Timothy Dalton as Mr. Rochester. And I have no idea who plays Jane Eyre, kind of maybe some no-name actress, but it's so good. It's kind of B-rated cinematography, but Timothy Dalton will always be Mr. Rochester in my heart because I grew up watching him. So anyhow, Okay, enough about socks I haven't even cast on yet. This sock I cast on 2 weekends ago, and my friend Karen and I are kind of having a little fun knit along, knitting some ribbed socks. And this is Malabrigo, and I love it dearly. I got it at a little yarn shop in Iowa called Knitting Next Door, I believe. And the top is lettuce, and this is Anniversario. I think that's how you say it. Let me see if I have I don't think I have the labels anymore. I don't think I kept them. But this is the yarn. Isn't that gorgeous? It's stunning. But look at this, look at this. See how the inside, it's all purpley, just like purpley. But then on the outside is where all the little shocks of gold and green are. So I think this sock is going to be kind of dark purple, and the second sock is going to have more of the variegation in it, which is fine. I'm fine with that. I don't care if they don't match, because it's better if they don't match, because then I'll feel like I'm not knitting the same sock, and I'll actually be motivated to keep knitting, because it's not like, oh, I've already done this. It'll be different. Oh, and here's lettuce. Isn't that a beautiful green? I just love it. I think when I'm done with this, I'm gonna crochet a couple stripes of this onto one of my crochet blankets, because I just really love it. I love this color of green. So anyhow, the pattern is called Emily's Favorite Socks. And the pattern is by Emily, I don't know her last name, but she's an indie dyer, and I think she's the indie dyer of Viola Yarns, and she's in Canada. And you can download this on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern. I mean, it's just a ribbed sock, but she just tells you what she does to make her favorite ribbed sock. So the thing that is so interesting, I think, about the pattern is just that you've got your contrast cuff and heel, but I like how you do 1x1 ribbing, and it like goes into, you carry the contrast like into the ribbed pattern, which I think is really fun. And she shows different variations of how she adds the contrast color in. So anyway, on this sock, I've got more of these fun little stitch markers. This one looks like, it looks like a tea cup plate. And I had my pretty Jane Eyre one marking it too, but I took it off. So yes, I'm enjoying this, and I cast on 64 for this on 2.25 millimeter needles. And this is hanging out in my free apple basket that I picked off the side of the road, because I do that. Okay, more single socks that have been worked on. I did finish Monster Vittles. And I love it. It's No Makers House Gnome Monster Vittles, and it's one of her new Halloween colorways that she came out with for this year. And it's funny because I cast it on last Wednesday and was pretty much at the toe by Friday, Saturday, something like that. And I cast them on intending these to be for Ben, but I must have not been paying attention, and I didn't knit the foot long enough. So I have not cast on the second one, because I'm still trying to debate if I should rip back the toe and just knit the foot a little bit longer, or if, well, I should let him try them on and see if maybe it's just, see if it'll still fit him.
Mommy,
yes, honey?
Can I have some strawberries? More strawberries.
You know what, can you let me finish recording my video, and then I'll get you some more strawberries, okay? Because I have to cut them, okay? You want to sip of my tea? It's Juliet right here. Okay, go finish watching your show, and then when I'm done, I'll cut you some more strawberries, okay? Okay, what was I saying? So yeah, I don't know if they'll fit him or not. I feel like they're going to be too small, especially once they get washed, maybe. Because knowing him, they'll get accidentally thrown in the washing machine and the dryer, and then they'll not completely shrink, but they might shrink. And so I don't want that to happen. So they might have to just be for somebody else, but then I felt disheartened because I'm like, oh, I really wanted them to be for Ben. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I loved knitting these though. And I put in some Molly Weasley for the contrast heels and toes. And here's the other half of the ball. So yeah, I've gotten lots of first socks done. All right, what else have I finished? There's lots more socks. These should get done today though, and that'll be very exciting because I haven't finished an actual pair of socks in a really long time. And it's a wonderful feeling to actually finish a pair. Okay, got more socks in here. I made myself a kind of a fall-y, harvesty, pumpkin-y, apple-y bag, and I love it. I have more of this fabric. I think I only have enough for maybe one more bag, but I can't sew any bags this week because I don't have any zippers. I just placed an order for some and I am waiting for them to come. So this week, I can't really sew any bags. Okay, so I'm almost done with my Boombox hedgehog fiber socks. And in keeping with my personal self-imposed rule of always having a hedgehog fiber sock on the needles, I cast on another even before I finished that one, which is kind of breaking my rules because I also have the rule that no, I can't cast on more than one hedgehog fiber sock at a time without finishing the other pair. I'm like, oh, I'll just cast it on and get the cuff done. And then the next thing I knew, I'm like halfway down the leg. So this is absolutely fabulous and I love it so much. It's Film Noir. And look at this stitch marker. This also came from this remarkable genius person. And I love it. This could work for Jane Eyre too, don't you think? Because it's like vintagey writing. This could be a Jane Eyre stitch marker too. I think we should all knit Jane Eyre socks. Even if you don't have I Am No Bird by Kristen, knit, okay, plain vanilla socks is Jane Eyre socks because she's, you know, plain Jane. So like these to me are Jane Eyre socks. Doesn't this kind of look like her? I think it kind of does. You know, with her taupe cape she's always wearing and whatnot. The blotches of red and pink might be a little too edgy for Jane, but her personality is spunky, so I think it works. I think we should all knit Jane Eyre socks and read Jane Eyre. I'll let you know when I cast on. I love it. So this is Film Noir Hedgehog Fibers, and this is the last of my birthday Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn that I got for my birthday back in March from my parents. And so that was kind of my reason for going ahead and casting this on because, so as you will recall perhaps, I knit the birthday cake Hedgehog Fibers sock yarn, and when I was done with that, I cast on Boombox, also from that birthday order. And this is the last, the sun is starting to come in, so the light's changing a little bit. So Film Noir is the last of my birthday Hedgehog Fibers. Maybe if I back up a little bit and get out of the sun. Sorry about that. I cannot control the elements. I do not have those powers. So anyway, I'm excited that I've got this one going. It's so beautiful. And it's funny because before I cast it on, when I ordered Film Noir, when it came in the mail, it was not at all what I thought it was going to be. It was way darker. I thought it would have more like cream in it. So there's obviously a lot of variation amongst the colorways, which is fine. That's what we're paying for because it's indie dyed and it's unique and it's artistry. So anyway, but I was thinking that I wasn't going to like it because it was not exactly the color I thought I was going to be getting. But when I cast it on and started knitting with it, I completely fell in love with it, and I'm so glad I did. Here's the gorgeous colorway. Okay, so that's that one. I do have a couple more second socks on the go. I'm knitting a lot of socks that are second socks. I'm just not finishing any of them. But I did get Ben's second Patons Croix sock going. See, look, here's another one. Isn't that pretty? They're all so old-fashioned looking. And that's again from this lovely lady, Stella. I had wanted to finish these for Ben to take with him to Wyoming for his hunting trip. And I still might be able to get them done. He's not leaving until next week, so maybe I can get these finished. We'll see. I hope so. I love a good pattern. I love to knit Ben Patton's Croy socks because I can knit him one whole sock and it literally uses up the entire ball. Like I have like maybe this much left. It's very satisfying. And then I have not made much progress on my second Outlander Volca sock from Bull and Vine Yarns. So I had finished that first sock 2 weeks ago. I finished it really fast. And I got the second one going, but I just, you know, obviously I got distracted 50 million different ways. Okay, so these are all in here. I have another second sock, which is very exciting. Okay, so this is my Obi-Wan Mustache Yarn Star Wars Obi-Wan socks. And look at this, I got the heel flap done. All I gotta do is turn the heel and then it'll be done. But again, distractions. But I do so love it. And these are for Marshall. And I'm excited to finish them. And then I can start my Han and Leia socks for Priscilla. Okay, these are in my kitty bag. Okay, now on to Halloween socks. We must take a break. For everyone, take a sip of your tea. It's good tea. David's tea is good stuff. Okay, in my Halloween bag, I have a Halloween sock. Hold on, there's like, oh, I have an empty set of sock needles in here. How is that possible? There should be a sock on this. Empty sock needles do not last long in this house. They get filled very quickly. Okay, so this is my Halloween party socks this is the yarn. I've got her card or the label. So it's Destination Yarns. And it's Halloween party. And I got this on Etsy, but on here she's got a I'm sorry, that was upside down. She's got an actual website, but I bought this on Etsy, so I don't know if her website directs you to Etsy. I don't know, but I found her on Etsy. And she's been around for a while. She has gorgeous, gorgeous colors, and they're all like travel inspired. Although this one is a Halloween one. It's just called Halloween Party, but it's so fun. I love the way it's swirling. And it's on a stellina base, so it's got silver stellina. I love how the yarn pooled on the gusset with that orange right there. It's really fun. And then I just have some crazy stitch markers that I made from Joann's. You can get all kinds of charms at Joann's and make yourself stitch markers. So I'm down the foot. I have about I think I have to knit like 20 more rounds and then I'll be ready for the toe. But again, it is only the first sock. It would be lovely to actually get them done before Halloween, but I'm not holding my breath. I'm sure you're not holding your breath either. And I have another Halloween project in my Halloween bag. This gorgeousness, let me get a little bit, let me just get organized here. There's just too much going on. This is Boo, dyed by Leading Men Fiber Arts, which, hold on a second, let me see if I can get the label. If I don't pick you up and take you with me, you'll fall on the floor and get a concussion because I'm attached with my microphone. Okay, so this is Leading Men Fiber Arts, who is Steve and Andy, and they are prolifically wonderful indie dyers, and they have a website, leadingmenfiberarts.bigcartel.com. And this, I think, is the showcase. Yeah, this is Showcase, which is a 100% superwash merino, 490 yards. I love this base. I've told you this before. And a couple different indie dyers have this base in their repertoire, but it's so fun and squishy, and it's so wonderful for shawls. So I am casting on or cast on a boomerang. And it's just a free, I don't know who made this pattern or developed it, but Steve is always knitting boomerangs. And if you just go to, he's Dramatic Knits on Ravelry. If you go to his project page, his project page, just find one of his boomerangs, and if you read his notes, it tells you what to do. But it's just a 2-row repeat, and it's really fun and easy. It's kind of like the Backtist, except it's slightly different construction, but it's the same idea. You know, it's an asymmetrical shawl. The Backtist is not asymmetrical. It's a triangle, but this one is asymmetrical. But it's really fun and really squishy. I haven't gotten too far on it, but it'll get there. I'm sure it won't be done by Halloween, but maybe by next Halloween. And I'm using a 2.5, a US 2.5 or 3.0 millimeter needle because I wanted the gauge to be nice and dense. I didn't want it to be airy or loose. I like a good dense gauge. All right, I think that's it for Halloween projects. I am still waiting on my, okay. We got Juliet some strawberries. I have no idea what we were just talking about. I think we finished with Halloween stuff. Speaking of Leading Men Fiber Arts, I did quickly cast on another one of his yarns because I was catching up with his podcast and just enjoying Stephen Callie so much, which is the Dramatic Knits podcast. You can watch on YouTube or iTunes. And I remembered I have some Leading Men Fiber Arts in my stash. I should play with it. So I wound this up so I could put a square on my Cozy Memories blanket, and I just cast on a cuff. And this is Cabbage Patch on his, is it Showstopper base? It's the 7525 sock yarn, and it's beautiful, and I love it. So I just thought I'd show you that real quick. All right, what next? Okay, I guess I can show you some Cozy Memories. Let me see where I was at. Okay, so the lovely Jen, who is Green W Girl, she sent me a package full of fabric and David's Tea and minis and things that I can give away for the quilt along. So I'll show them actually to you real quick before I show you Cozy Memories. Have you been sewing? Have you been getting anything done? I haven't gotten anything done, you guys. I'm so sorry. The only sewing I was able to do last week was bag sewing. And I haven't been able to do any of my quilting. I'm so sorry. I'm a major fail at this whole quilt along thing. But I am there in spirit. I hope you know that. But I do have some giveaways for the quilt along, which goes through to the end of the year. So these will actually I won't pick winners until probably January, beginning of January. And I do still need to open up a finished object thread for that. I need to do that. I apologize. I will try to do that very soon. So I have a layer cake from Jen. Isn't that sweet and generous? And it's a Christmassy one. I don't know if you can see some of these fun fabrics. That one's like kind of knitted fabric. Very fun. You could do the Ballard quilt. All you need is strips for the borders. So that's so fun. Roll, you guys, look at this. She sent me a whole jelly roll. Do you know how hard it is going to be for me to give this away? It's called Kissing Booth from Moda. It's beautiful. You can make a jelly roll race quilt or any number of things. All kinds of beautiful pinks and reds and taupes in here. Oh, so pretty. Whoever wins this is going to have fun. So that's a prize. 2 prizes so far. And then, okay. So this one, she put a little note. This was a kit I put together to make a manly quilt. There's enough fabric here for whatever size quilt a layer cake will make, plus border, backing, and binding. Okay, so I'll show it to you. So it's a layer cake and then yardage. So it's Moda, Lakeside Gatherings, Wovens, Primitive Gatherings. So it's all these like fun plaids and stripes. And then yardage of this pretty kind of moon fabric. And then enough for like a yardage for like the backing. So all you would need, like you could do the Ballard quilt. You could do rainy days. I'm talking about patterns from the Quilt As You Go Made Modern book. So many neat things you could do. So this is one prize. So I've got 3 amazing prizes for the quilt along, sew along. So maybe that will motivate you to get out your old sewing whips and finish them up or start some new ones. I still have my quilt whips that I desperately want to get back to. Maybe this weekend. Maybe this weekend I can do some quilt block sewing because I miss it and I just haven't been able to find the time to do it. It's dreadful. But I wanted to show you those prizes, and thank you from the bottom of my heart to Jen for so generously donating those. It came in a big box. And there's she sent, I mean, there's more stuff, but I'm going to keep it. She sent some charm packs and beautiful, oh, look at this. It's like beautiful French fabric. I might make some bags with these, vintage calico project bags. So that's just another sampling. I will stop there. Thank you, Jen, for so kindly donating from your stash. And these are good prizes, you guys. I'm excited and honored to be able to give them away. She also sent some minis for my Cozy Memories blanket. And a lot of these are from Scrumptious Pearl, which is a Canadian indie dyer. And I'm excited to knit those into my blanket. So when I opened up that package, I screamed when I was looking at the minis and I saw this one. It's Stars Hollow from No Makers, which I do not have. I do have a skein on order, but it hasn't come yet. I think this week it should come. But, oh, I love it. It's so autumnal and fallish, and I'm so excited. So I immediately put the Stars Hollow into my blanket. Thank you, Jen. You knew me well. And then, okay, so other squares I've put onto my blanket is these 4 here. So these 2 here are beautiful minis from Molly of a Homespun House. These 2 little minis came in a recent order. I'm not sure what the names are, but this one is so soft. I don't know what this one, maybe it's one of her new bases. I'm not sure. This one is a single ply. It's gorgeous. It kind of looks like it could be Let Them Eat Cake, but I could be wrong. And then I put in a mini from Robin that I did the Podcaster Christmas in July swap with. And this is a Regia colorway, Regia like nuance color. It's so pretty. I love that one. And then this is Lettuce from my Malabrigo. And then I've got, I want to put right next to it the Anniversario. So I just went ahead and wound up a little ball so I can put that one on next to Lettuce, in honor of my socks. and this is my smaller Cozy Memories. I have put a few squares, I think, on the bigger one. Let me grab that one. One moment. I don't think I've done any crochet in the past 2 weeks. I need to, but I haven't. I don't think I've done any. So I won't show that this time. Okay. This is going to be challenging, getting this out of the bag. Okay. I know I put on a square of my Halloween party sock yarn from Destination Yarns. Okay, where? This one really has gotten big. And I haven't wanted to work on it a whole lot because it is so big. And honestly, until like this week, it hasn't been chilly at all, but it's finally getting chilly. So maybe I'll start wanting to work on the big one again. Okay, so here's Halloween Party. I immediately put that square on before I even cast on the socks. I love it. And then that's what I was saying, is that I'm still waiting on my Brew City Yarns order. Which it may still be in the window of processing time. I'm not sure, but it's been 3 weeks. And But the reason why I'm mentioning that is that I ordered the Halloween mini skein set, and I'm so excited to get it because as soon as that comes in the mail, every other project is going to be abandoned, and I'm just going to sit down and work on Cozy Memories and put in all my Halloween minis. And then here is the beautiful Dramatic Knits, Leading Men Fiber Arts Cabbage Patch. Isn't that pretty? Again, it's this one. I love how that knitted up with all the like pale green on this side and pink on that side. It's always so fun to see how Indie Dyed Yarn knits up in a mitered square because you just never know. And it's so fun. So I think that's the only 2 squares I put in my big Cozy Memories blanket. Okay, now on to stash enhancement. So this was stash enhancement, the Malabrigo, that I got at the yarn shop down in Iowa when I was visiting Karen. But I do have a few more skeins. So I'm waiting on my Brew City yarns, Rainbow Dash, and the Halloween mini skeins, which maybe it'll come this week. I hope it does, because I'm so excited. But I don't know. I don't know if it'll come. And then I had pre-ordered Stars Hollow from No Makers and Pumpkin Patch, and that should be here shortly. So I'm so excited. Those will probably get cast on this weekend, the Stars Hollow ones. Okay, so the 2 minis that I got on my smaller Cozy Memories, they came in with my order of Mermaid of the Black Lake. Oh my goodness, you guys, I've wanted this colorway forever. And I finally was able to get some, and I got it on her soft sock base. And this is Molly of A Homespun House, of course. The incomparable Molly. It's so pretty. Can you believe I haven't cast these on yet? But I've been holding back. Because honestly, it gets to the point where I'm like, I don't have any more sock needles. And so I keep having to cannibalize needles from other projects and steal DPNs from other projects just to cast on more stuff. So at some point I have to be like, okay, I need to buckle down and finish some socks so I can legitimately have some free needles. And then this came yesterday. This is, of course, Hedgehog Fibers, because I'm addicted to it. And it is in the Bramble colorway. I got it from Simply Sock Yarn, and I love it. I will say, I thought it would be there would be more of the brown. This is a much lighter skein than I thought I would be getting, which is fine. But I thought there would be a little bit more of the brown speckles on it, but it's okay. It's still absolutely gorgeous, and I will enjoy knitting it up as soon as I am done with Boombox and Film Noir. This will probably be the next Hedgehog Fiber sock to go on the needles. Is there any other stash enhancement? That might be it. And like I said, I'm still waiting on No Makers and Brew City yarns. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So I think that might be it. Heads up for the 12 Socks of Christmas Cow, which is coming up November 1st. Hopefully I will remember to open up a thread for it. If I don't, somebody please do. We have 2 moderators, co-moderators with myself, Stephanie Sews, and my friend Jamie, Jamie, is your handle Jamie MC or MC Jamie? I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Or is it Jamie McSherry? I'm sorry if I get confused between Ravelry and Instagram, but you'll see on the Ravelry group. And if you just scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the moderators. So my lovely co-moderators are Jamie and Stephanie, and thank you to both of them for being so kind to help me out with keeping track of things in the Ravelry group. And yeah, so get excited for Christmas. Christmas socks that will get cast on November 1st, and whips are of course allowed because I'm sure we all have Christmas socks that we didn't finish from last year. The sun is majorly coming out. I'll try to back away. Maybe if I hold this a little bit closer, I'll back away. Backing away from the sun. So yes, I hope you're excited about the 12 Socks of Christmas, and I am excited, but I'm really enjoying all of the autumn socks. I'm not gonna be done with my fall and Halloween and autumn socks come November 1st. So there's going to be some overlap, okay? And I've already had lots of people reach out to me that want to donate prizes, which is wonderful. Thank you to everyone who has gotten in touch with me about that. So I'm going to let you go now because now I'm going to start to jammer and gibber and be crazy. So I'll let you go and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching and take care. Bye.